High-risk investment. Trading on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Before deciding to trade, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and therefore you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You should be aware of all the risks associated with trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. Market opinions. Any opinions, news, research, analyses, prices, or other information contained on this video is provided as general market commentary and does not constitute investment advice. MasterTheMarkets will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation to any loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from use of or reliance on such information.
Hello traders, welcome to our live trading workshop webinar here. Let me just quickly, I was just taking a look, let's dive in quickly into some of the live trading trades that are happening at the moment. I did previously, I did take some trades on gold as well, just didn't get a chance to put it onto the Signal platform, but we'll take a look for some more as well later on. You can see that one here on the gold over here that we hit the target. On the 15-minute. It's gone down more further. I didn't get much of a chance just now. I was just coaching. I just had a session with another client and I wasn't able to really look at that. But it's based on the trend alignment, as you can see. We took it around there as it correlated with the 1 hour time frame as well over here. But regardless, let's take a look at some more trades for now. As we are in this session, I'm taking a look at Brent, perhaps, but it's not the best perfect trade over here. And let me see also, traders. Let me just quickly take a look at this one here on silver here as well. And let me see if the range has been formed. That has been formed as well. Euro dollar could be another one. I think these two things are the ones that are fitting my box at the moment. Euro dollar or GBP USD at the moment, okay? Right, so these are the two things I'm taking a look at. I'll explain that in a minute, why I am taking a look at these two ones over here, and also the premise behind the gold trade. Just for those of you joining in for the first time, our format usually in our live trading webinar sessions is that we take a look at our live trade positions, okay, potential trades that are coming up. And then the good thing is that I know a lot of you are joining our channel as well. We push the signals out on this with entry, stop loss, and target, and we manage it as well through our Telegram channel. So you can join that. There will be a link underneath that if you want to just follow it. The other thing also, the good thing is that, I mean, on this one last week, we had Brent oil also hitting all three targets. 80% of the trades that we have taken over the last 4 to 6 weeks have hit target. Losses have been transparent as well. You can see it all on Telegram channel. So you can join that just to learn as well on how we do all of these things. And then we also go through a topic after we go through some live trading positions over here. Today's topic is on how to avoid false breakouts, okay, using the smart money indicator and the volume spread analysis, okay, which has been designed by Tom Williams and Gavin Holmes and his team at Trade Guider. And then finally, we finish off with a few more questions as well. Some of you have been asking, okay, how do we ask those questions on the YouTube channel? You can just type it onto the chat box, okay, and then ask us any questions that you may have over here. So this is all we're going to be covering, and this and more in this live trading webinar session. Welcome to this session, traders. It's Stu on here, founder of MasterTheMarkets Elite Trades Conference and the Traders Open Day. So let's go swiftly. I know we got about 30 to 45 minutes together, traders. Now, let me do this trend alignment tables here on GBP USD. We're going to wait patiently, however, to see whether we get a trade or not. So the first thing what we do what we call the trend alignment tables, okay? Now on the trend alignment tables, I put the trend across every single time frame over here, okay? So over here on the gold on a daily time frame, let me take a look over here. It's a downtrend phase 1 at the moment. Okay, now how am I getting that downtrend phase 1? Because I'm connecting these arrows over here, and you can see that is a downtrend phase 1. Okay, and why are we saying that so confidently across all the different time frames? Because we have quantified what a top and a bottom is. Okay, this is what makes us more systematic and quantitative. Okay, so I'll do this one here. So downtrend phase 1 here on GBP USD, right? So over here, so downtrend phase 1. Let me quickly do on the 4-hour also. This is an uptrend phase 1, right? You can see by here it's an uptrend according to our variations. Took out that last price level, and here the bottom to top is in the same direction as the trend, so that's an uptrend phase 1. Okay, so what we got here, so let me just quickly put that in. Downtrend phase 1, 4 hours uptrend phase 1, and then over here on the 1 hour we got uptrend phase 2, right? We got uptrend phase 2. Let me put that in through here. Uptrend phase 2. And then on the 15-minute time frame, let's do this one here. On the 15-minute time frame, we got this one here. 15-minute, we got downtrend phase 1. Okay, so as you can see, traders, you're not getting a very clear-cut trend or trade direction, isn't it? But let me fill up everything first. The stretch, in terms of the stretch, what is it taken out first? So let me go on to the 1 hour very quickly. You can see that with the stretch principle, it's taken out the green, the upper stretch, right? The latest one. It did take out the lower one as well here, but looks like a false breakout. That's a good one on the topic. I'll cover that in a minute on the false breakout. But in overall, it looks like the last one is the upper stretch that has been taken out there. So let me do that. So let me say both here. Both. Maybe I can use this one, isn't it? But took out lower stretch of false breakout. Yeah, that's good. I got that one there. So here, so you can see, I've just updated that. Took out the upper stretch, and maybe I should say it's both, isn't it? And then we can update it. You can see latest one, latest upper stretch, but lower stretch was false breakout. Okay, so we update that. 50% only will be 1 ATR. That's fine. ATR range, has it done its ATR range yet? So let's take a look. As far as I've checked, it hasn't. So ATR range, what I'm taking a look at this bar here, right? Has it done its range for today? This is what I'm taking a look at. Okay, so yesterday's range, average range was about 99. So you can read off here. We are using all Trade Nation data over here at the moment. We're working in collaboration with them. Over here, as you can see, that's the Trade Nation platform that we are looking at over here. And so when I go back to the charts here on the MT4 platform, you can see that the ATR here was 99 pips, so roughly about 100. 80% of that is 80, isn't it? So if I take a look at that, the bar range at the moment, this on the right hand side where you can see is a nice handy tool that one of our clients actually did that. Really good. That's when we know the community itself is uplifting itself. We've got a really great community here of traders. 70 pips it has done, okay? So it has not done its full 80% range yet. So there's still some move left. And the BRO is forming to the upside as of now, okay? Path of least resistance, I am looking for towards the upside on this. But until I get the signal, we won't be able to get into this one, okay? So in terms of the ATR range here, it has not formed it, okay? So there's no range as of now. But in terms of correlating everything, 2 time frames is towards the uptrend, right? So we look at 2 things before we form our bias: trend alignment and direction alignment. Okay, so far it's not my best textbook example, but so far when I look at all the stretch and the BRO and where it's formed, and when I'm taking a look at the BRO to stretch ratio as well, compared to what it has done here on the 15 minute and the 1 hour time frame, I can see that the bias is towards the upside. But we have to wait for it a little bit. I can't jump onto this trade until I get a clear signal. So I'll put that as a long. Now, the final thing I'll take a look at also is the volume, okay? So let me take a look at the volume as well here. Let's see on the GBP USD. I think I'll bring up another chart. It'll be easier. I'll just take a look at, I know what, yeah, I mean, taking a look at hindsight, I should let that gold run, but I wasn't able to focus when I was in that session. But here, so, and that's one of the things that we want to really expand our trading community, and we need dedicated traders, you know. So any of you who are interested in learning all of these methodologies and joining us, please do email us at clientservice@masterthemarkets.net, okay, so that we can look at anyone existing clients. If you guys are interested in doing this and helping us out, that'd be really, really helpful, okay. So when I'm taking a look at this here, right, so here on the 1 hour, let me take a look at some volume as well. Here. Now, the volume on its best thing, it's not really best correlating, because we did have some volume spikes here, but that was towards the sell. And then we had the SMI confirming that. So I just want to see any footprints on the lower time frame towards the upside. And that's what we got to keep an eye on as we carry on into the later part of the day. I'm still not, it's just moving over the second relative moving average here as it's stopping over here. So let's see when it then confirms if it's SMI, we will see if we can take a trade. So I will keep that as that one there over here on the GBP USD. My bias is still towards the long, so I'll wait and see how that carries on to be. Now, euro dollar, I'll quickly do a swift through, and I'll also go through our gold trade as well. I mean, is this lifting up a bit more faster than cable? Let me see. So on the 4 hour, this is a downtrend phase 2. And on the 1 hour, that's an uptrend phase 2, isn't it? So let me just quickly do that, traders. So uptrend phase 2, downtrend phase 2, and 1 hour. Let me do the 1 hour here. That one is a bit better. Uptrend phase 2 as well. Uptrend phase 2. And on the 15 minute, let me quickly go on to there. And on the 15 minute here, it's also taken on the upper stretch, and it's an uptrend phase 2. Bingo. So this is looking much more better. And up stretch 1 ATR. And has it done its range? Let me just take a look at that. And I know I'm getting a few questions on, okay, how do I understand all of this terminologies you're throwing at us? You know, on this tops and bottoms stretch and all of that range and all of this. Just hang in a minute. I'll give you some reference materials. So in terms of the range, this was 95, wasn't it? Yeah, it has done its range, but it looks like it can do a bit more. 0.8 times 95. Who's fast in that? 76 traders. It has done its range of 86, but I believe that if it builds a bit more momentum, we can get it to go up to 1 ATR. So I will keep this on the watch over here. I can see it's stalling a little bit. Just going to marry that up with the volume here. And I'm going to fill up that table as well. Let me see here. Let me see. Let me take the euro dollar here. And I'll push it down to the 1 hour. And I'll make it a bit more bigger as well. Yeah. It is stalling a bit. In terms of the VSA light, that's showing a green as well. It's all looking good. And I'm just going to take a look on the 15-minute as well. You know what? I think I'll use the other profile. I think it's more easier. Just give me 1 second, traders. Let's see if we get a hit on this. But keep an eye on this one. So euro dollar. Let's see. Now on euro dollar, right? Somebody told me this one here. Just taking a look at the volume, it is coming back up a little bit above the second relative moving average. Let's see if we do get a confirmation. I can see a bit of a higher low forming here as well. We'll see how that carries on to be. And on the 1 hour, can I see something as well? Let me take a look. I am seeing volume spike here. But let's see if it levels off or not. So I'll keep an eye on this again. Similar volume structure as to the cable over there. So we'll wait and see how this part here levels off and towards a consolidation. Now, so I'll keep this on the radar. Let me finish off this filling up here. So we got all that filled up, uptrend, this upper stretch, 1 ATR, and yes, it has filled up the range. And in terms of entry bias, this is pretty obvious. Above all the 3 time frames is on the uptrend, okay? Now, before I go through gold on why we took it as well earlier on, so the thing what I want to mention, yes, the reference links, right? Some of you guys are asking, where can I learn more about this? First place, I would say is go to 7stepstoctp.com, okay? So go to that place there, 7stepstoctp.com. And then once you got your name, email, and number, and click on I'm not a robot, then you can go away and do that. And then you will get the 7 videos sent to your inbox and you can watch that in your own free time. This is very powerful videos. This is the one that actually I did a talk on the STA as well. And then after they invited us to come and do a lecture for them. I think I've shown you guys that as well before. When you go on to Google, Society of Technical Analysis. So if you go on to here, under the STA courses and all of that, then you can see it under there. So we did the one where it's automation training courses. We had really good reviews after we had done our section. So you can see over here, Tiru, we are here. And I did on the, just last week, gone. They really loved it. It was amazing. But all that starts off with this one, 7 Steps to CTP. So those of you who have seen it, want to revisit it, definitely go on it. Those of you not seen it, highly recommend. You can use this for any strategy. It's not rigid. It's a framework that will cross-transferable principle for anything that you do, okay? So that's the first thing over there. The other thing is on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/MasterTheMarkets. And what you can also do is that it's growing really fast. We've seen in the last few months. You can see that after you click the subscribe button, also click on the all button icon, okay, all bell icon, sorry. And then this will ensure that whenever we go live, you get the notification sent to your phone. Now, the other thing is, those of you who missed some live recordings or want to revisit even this one today, you can go under our live section here, and then you can take a look at all of them, all the videos here. One thing I highly recommend for you guys to take a look at is the trend alignment tables. This one here, how to set up trend alignment tables, which will be in alignment with today's video as well. Okay, and the other one that you can also take a look at is the stretch principle videos as well. These are very powerful. So this one here, this will give you an idea about what I talked about just now on the stretch principle. Okay, so that one is a good one as well. And of course, as you're watching them, if you can like those videos and boost it up, and that will help us spread the truth of trading much more further. The other thing also, this was a really good one to watch on the videos, because on Thursdays we go live on Trade Guide channel. You can see that, oh here, Brent hit all 3 targets. This is a very good learning experience as well. And the other one to really learn from is when GBP/USD hit our trading stop loss. Okay, so you can watch that one also on that as well. This will be in one of the videos over here, or will be on the live. Okay, do take a look. And then we got some really gripping moments, okay, where it will come so close to our stop loss, like on Brent oil and all of that. And and on gold, actually, it came to a stop loss very, very close. I think that one here, that will be under the videos over here. I think that one there, that would be a really good one for you guys to learn on, okay? I'm not sure if I can find it or not. Gold, yeah, there you go, that one here. See? Gold came close to stopping us out. It's by 23 cents, and then you'll see it zoom past so fast towards our target. So all that really good learning materials, but I would say the first one would be 7 steps to CTP, and then watch those videos, and then take a look at our YouTube videos over there, okay? So that's how I would approach it. Now, coming back to here, let me take a look very quickly on GBP/USD and the Euro/USD. Still not confirming there. Let me take a look then on gold as well. Why did we take that trade that we took on gold? Let me explain that to you. On gold, what we saw, actually I saw this as I was taking a session with another client. I saw the momentum build up on it. And we saw that this was on a downtrend phase 1. So if I were to do that together with you guys, just to give you the reasoning why we took that, downtrend phase 1, and on the 4-hour, right, you can see it's also a downtrend phase 1, okay? And on the 1-hour, it's also a downtrend phase 1 here as well, okay? And on the 15-minute, you can see here, it's a downtrend phase 1. When we got the signal of this one here, when it confirmed the top, just like what I'm waiting for on the GBP/USD to confirm that bottom, okay? So when I saw this just about 1 hour ago, then that's when I knew, okay, so everything is aligning, right? This is a bit more straight cut, okay, when all 4 time frames are aligning, okay? Easy money to be made, but we still got to be aware. We just don't jump in yet. We still look at the stretch and all the BRO principles. So if I take a look at here, on here, this is also very clear cut. It just took out the lower stretch only, very strong. And then there's one more thing that we saw, which you guys can also take a look at, okay? Let me fill up this and then explain that to you all. 1 ATR, 0.8 ATR range. At the point when I saw that, let's see if it has done it. It's probably done its range at the moment. So if I take a look, $69. So here, right now, it's done 82 already. So it's gone past its range. But as of then, when it gave me the signal here, so the 15-minute and the 1 hour confirmed about the same time, okay? That's another clue as well. When they both confirm at the same time, you'll get strong momentum, okay? Because both traders on both time frames are coming in. Then, you see, another thing that I also saw is that in terms of the range, it hadn't formed yet as of then, okay? So let me just put gold. As of then, when I took the trade, it didn't. Of course, the bias is very clear. All time frames are down, lower stretch, range not found. And then I knew that there is a short. And on top of that, what is another thing I told you as a bonus? The 15-minute and the 1 hour bar confirmed at the same time. Okay, confirmed at the same time. So you see here, so let me show that to you. There's one more thing I'll mention to you guys as well. So you see on this 15-minute at 12:45, that brings it to 1 o'clock. And the same thing happened here. Okay? Yeah, at 1 o'clock. Okay? Right? So the same thing happened. And then that's when I knew it matched. So that's one thing that you can take a look at. One thing is if the 15-minute and the 1 hour confirms at the same time with the SMI signal. Now, I know some of you have asked, okay, you're talking all about the smart money indicator on the stops and bottoms confirmation, and it looks quite good in terms of the open equity distance and everything. Now, also, how do you get hold of that? You can go onto SMI&VSA. The boys will put a link over there. You can take a look at your own free time on that one. I'll show you all later as well. The second thing here, which also adds the edge to your strategy here, is this one here as well, traders. You can see that gold. Now, this comes very close to our topic for today. You can see as it broke out for the lower stretch, it did a retracement, right? And after the retracement, it's rejecting the lower stretch again, right? So you can take a look at a retracement as well, okay? So as to substantiate that this breakout here, right? The smart money guys are looking to test it, and they're still rejecting it, and then the gravitation is towards the downside. So all this adds our probabilities. Nothing is 100%. Trading is always probabilities. You got to keep thinking in terms of probabilities, right? So we saw the retracement. Now, if you look at it, I put all the factors together, yeah? When you put all the factors, I've got my trend alignment tables across all the different time frames. It is saying it's a downtrend, okay? Right? Okay, so it's saying a downtrend. Very, very clear cut. Lower stretch, the stretch principle also is saying a downtrend. Direction alignment also downtrend. The 15-minute and 1 hour confirmation happened also at the same time. Brilliant. Plus a retracement. Amazing. You won't get most of the time this kind of all alignments, right? And when you get this, that's when you jump in. You can even increase as you get more seasoned and more confident. You can even increase your risk on it. Rather than taking 1%, you take 2%. These are crazy high probability setups, okay? But remember, even if probabilities, there is a chance that it can still go against you, right? Because we're trading always on probabilities, okay? So that's why the risk management is very important. After this, then you also take a look at the volume as well. Most of the time, when I get all of this alignment together, the volume will usually match up with it. Okay, that's the power of price action. So if I were to take a look at that, let me see, just keeping an eye on Euro and GBPUSD, we're not getting that signal of the bottom confirming. That's fine. It preserves our profits. If we're not getting it, we stay out of it. On gold here, let's marry it up with the Trade Guider's volume spread analysis. Started off by Tom Williams and then headed by Trade Guider now, Gavin Holmes and his team at the moment. We'll be going live with Gavin Holmes tomorrow, so you can capture that as well. So on gold, you can see on the volume here, let me see here. There we go. So here, when we had put the SMI on top, just taking some time to load up. And then what we can do is we can do this, okay? Because I'll put the VE here. Hopefully that will load up a bit more faster. And then I can go and take a look at the 15-minute. What I'm taking a look at is when I got the signal here, when it did confirm over there, okay? So let's take a look over here, right? On gold. But in any case, as that's loading up, we know that signal came around here. So let me just do the, that's good, it's come back now. Let me cut that here. So this is where we took the trade, right? You can see on the account statements as well that I just showed to you. And then after that, just to check on the volume over here, right, on the 15-minute, and we got the signal, and then we'll marry up the volume along with it. So that was the trade that we took over here, as you can see on the account history. You can see, right, that 572 over here, right, that we took over here, that you can see on gold. I'm just explaining to you on how we took those trade. And then over here, it's taking quite a long time, isn't it? Even for the volume. Now it has popped up. Now you see over here. Now you can see that highly probably we got the confirmation again on this one and a large volume spike. And with everything and the VSA light over here as well, turning red. Now we got so many of those things all confluencing. This is what we call a very high probability trade. We got one, trend alignment. We got two, direction alignment. Then we got three, we got the stretch aligning as well. Then number four, then we got the VSA light aligning also. Then five, we got a big volume spike over here as well that we had. And then number six, then we had also the 15-minute and 1 hour confirming together. Then number seven, we had the retracement as well. Okay, so look at that. I mean, there's very few times when we get all seven of them aligning like that. That's when you know it's a very high probability setup. I'm telling you all of this so that we also don't want to be here always giving you the fish, right? We also want to teach you how to fish as well. A lot of our clients were very sharp and everything and got quite a bit of time as well. They have really absorbed all this material and have started to trade by themselves with their own strategies and everything. And then they show me spreadsheets as well, to look at this, I've put all the trades and everything and logged it and did it strategy rules and everything after coming onto Traders Basecamp as well. I really understood it totally now. And look at this results that I am getting 80%, 85% reliability. Okay, so you can do all of this. And it all makes sense as well, very logical. That's why I said that start off with 7 steps to CTP first, and then go on to our YouTube reference videos that I gave you as well just now. Okay, good. So I've talked enough about all of this. So that gives you an understanding about how we looked at this. Quickly keep an eye on euro dollar. It's coming up. Let's see if it confirms. If it confirms, then I will take a trade on that one, on euro dollar. My only concern is the volume. It's not that great as of now. Okay. I did take a look at Brent as well just now. On Brent, this is towards the bottom to top, 160, isn't it? Yeah, it's not done it. So maybe only thing is, lower stretch has been taken out and it's a downtrend as well, isn't it? On the 15-minute, are we getting it? No, it's still a downtrend as well. Yeah, not getting everything to align. So yeah, I'll leave that as it is on that. Okay, so I think the only thing that is coming up together, it's only the GBP USD and the Euro USD. But we have to have a bit of patience on that one. And we have to see if the bottom confirms. And we'll see if we get some volume support as well on this. 2 trades over here. So I'll keep an eye on that. Now, coming on to today's topic, right? How to avoid false breakouts. I kind of actually told you guys how to do that. So first of all, we have to define what is a false breakout. What is it, right? Now, we have to define this very carefully. Now, let me show you some examples here. When would you consider something as a false breakout? Let's see. Right? So, if I were to show you a reference point, there you see. So, but however, this becomes in hindsight, right? So you see, most of you would say hey, now looking at that overall direction came towards the down, look at that, it just broke that, and then came back further down, okay, right? Now, we will consider that a false breakout, right? And you might say that. But however, let's think on this deeply, right? We trade in real time, okay? We don't want to keep doing hindsight stuff. In hindsight, it's quite clear, okay, that it took out that and then came back further down. But in real time, you won't be able to see that, would you? Right? So when it did that, when it did this, to be real honest, if I cover everything else, right? You're putting money on the line, right? So we've got to do this real honestly and in a professional way. So if you take a look at this, when this bar happened, uh, you would just think, hey, this is good, man. It's good momentum, price, and everything. How will you ever know that 2-3 bars later, or 2-3 hours later, according to this time frame, which is 1 hour, 1 bar represents 1 hour, that it's going to do a false breakout? How would you know that? How would you know that it's just going to turn around all the way? So the real question is, how do I actually define a false breakout? Because you don't know that all these things are going to happen in real time. Hindsight, yeah, it's clear. So the first thing to defining a false breakout, okay, is first you must see your point of entry, where you entered, and finally how far it reached before turning against you. Now, you won't consider it a false breakout if you had maybe scalped it just for maybe about 20 cents or 30 cents, isn't it? You came out of it before it reversed, right? So you would think, I don't care even if it's a false breakout, I made money. So this is why it's very important, before you even consider something a false breakout, you should know where you want to exit, okay? But to exit, you need stats validation. So we'll cover all of this slowly, one by one. I know I'm hitting a lot of things for you, but I want to clearly define for you in your head. When you take a look at something analytically, you need to really make sure and define and go deep. And this is how it just reminded me of the STA lecture that I did. We will create the concept first very, very clearly and deeply. And then we'll go deeper and deeper into it by asking further questions. So the first thing here, a lot of people will say false breakout, but they don't dissect it down. How do you know it's going to be a false breakout? How do you define it even when you look at your strategy performance later on? So the first thing I would say is define your point of entry and how far your trade went to, and where you are looking to exit. If you find that 80% of your trades, wherever you enter, they're just going a little bit in your favor, let's say by 10, 20 cents or 10, 20 pips, and then after that, not hitting your target, but coming back down and hitting your stop loss, then you can say that, you know what, 80% of where I'm entering according to a support and resistance line, right? If you're entering on that, then it's doing a false breakout. After you have then accredited and defined that you are getting trades where it's just bringing you in and coming back further down later by looking at the strategy performance, then what you then do, or in hindsight, just like this, right, where it just entered you and then came back down, and 80% of your trades are doing that, then you go to the second part. How do I stop it? Right? Or even before I say how, I say why. Why? Why is this happening? Now the why, as I said, usually is multifactorial, okay, which is what I want you all to reflect on. Firstly, it's to do with your strategy construction. It doesn't have the 5 components we have talked about before, okay? The 5 components, the first one being the concept and objective. Then you will need to write down then your entry, then your stop loss rules, right? And then your target rules, and then finally your risk management. These are the 5 components. You need to write that down. Most people will fail in the first part. Their concept and objective is not strong. It's not based on recurring principles. To understand this, take a look at our previous videos. In fact, after you got 7 steps to CTP, one of the next videos we'll send you also is Trade Like a Master. Over there, we go through this much more in detail, okay? So that will help you. So that is to do with your strategy construction. The first reason why you're getting these false breakouts. The second thing, on a statistical level, you don't have a consistent way of entering your trades, which you don't have on a point of entry basis. You're entering mainly just on guesswork or haphazard or not a consistent way. and also you've not defined where your maximum point is. Therefore, you don't know your open equity stats. For example, here at Master the Markets here, what we got is we got these tables here, which will tell us how much it will travel to, right? On a probability basis. Remember, trading is all based on probabilities. Just taking a look at euro dollar, I think we might get a confirmation on the bottom. I'll keep an eye on that. 0.25, 0.25 here. I've done that greater than or equal to. And then you can see, then it will start to churn this out over here. Let me do that. P1, yeah, it's done that. So over here on the tables, let me see if I can find another one here. There you go, it's turned it around. So here you can see it's telling me to get to 1 ATR after it's confirmed this bottom, there's a 70% chance, right? So I know by clarity, by not guesswork, by statistical validation, and this is what helps me trade with conviction, that once I've got my point of entry and my maximum point defined by the swings, and it's very logical because the market moves in that nature of ups and downs, right, in a zigzag line. So then I can see that in terms of statistical validation, to avoid false breakout, I will come out at 1 ATR. So sometimes, even though this may happen, right, even though this may happen on here, right, let me move that. Yeah, okay. Even if this may happen, okay, that it takes it out and it comes back further down, but I may get out because I've got my targets very defined. Okay, right? So that's another thing why that happens. Okay, your point of entry and maximum point reached or where to get out is not clearly defined. So there's two things you need to sort out. These are the reasons why it may be happening. Your strategy construction is poor. You've not written it out. You don't have a clear edge. And the second thing, you're not defined where your point of entry and maximum point is reached. Now, how do you overcome all of that, right? So I've defined the problem. How do you overcome that? So now is the how. The how, as I said, because I've described the problem itself, the strategy construction first got to be very clear based on a recurring principle. This is what gives you a conviction, very, very important. The second thing is your point of entry, a maximum point reached by defining what your bottom and top is. So your bottom and top quantification is very important. That's the first step, the first building block to give you your consistent point of entry and maximum point reached. If you want to go and do your own way of quantification of your bottom and top, go ahead, do it. But after a while, you'll start to see, if you're doing it on guesswork, that's not good. After a while, you'll start to see that you need some kind of quantification. If you want the guesswork to be removed, you can go and take a look at our SMI and VSA. SMI and VSA indicator. And I think a lot of that is described on this page over here. Not sure if I do have it here or not. I think I do have it. Let me open a new tab over here. You can all find that on the YouTube chat over here. SMI and VSA methodology, you can find that and go and read that at your own time over here, okay? So you can leverage off the work that we have done. And we got these formulas from Quant Traders. You can get that from there, and you can use that in your own trading, okay? All right, you will shortcut your journey. Right, okay, good. So now saying that, now let me come back to here again. Now, so that's the on the bottom and top quantification. So know that so that you know your point of entry, maximum point reach. But the main thing that will help you towards is knowing your open equity distance. Okay, this is the most important part, where to get out so that you avoid the false breakouts. Now, if you wanted to run, okay, run for a bit more longer, then the final thing you can take a look at in terms of false breakouts is wait for a retracement and a support of that, combined with the 7 rules that I just mentioned along with your strategy, right? Just now I mentioned, isn't it? Trend alignment, directional alignment, stretch, and all of that, retracement, volume backing, and all of that. So along with the retracement, look for that as well. You see over here, after you don't enter on the first signal, after it retraced, it bounced back, but we didn't have a bottom confirmation. So we don't enter that. That's how you can also avoid the false breakouts, but when you want to ride it for a longer distance. In this, just out of curiosity, the 1 ATR was 28 cents. If I did it for 1 ATR, I would have got out before it reversed as well. So that would also avoid you. Sometimes it all depends on how you want to design your strategies. If you're just for capturing just shorter moves or for longer. If you want longer means, then you have to withstand the volatility or the retracements that it would do. Okay, for that you need more alignments to happen together. Okay, so if I were to move that to today's one here, we got all of that together, didn't we, traders, right? We had all the confluence of factors. That's why we're not getting a false breakout. So when it breaks out of this, it retraced back, and that's the cue for you guys. You could have looked to enter this. Okay, sorry, I'm looking at silver here, but it's at gold. You see, it broke out of that, came back up, and then after that, you had the confirmation with the volume backing. This will be stronger in terms of your breakout. That won't be usually false breakouts because they've tested that area, and just not based on that, just don't go and formulate a strategy based on that, but align it with all the 7 other factors that I did mention. Okay, so to summarize today's topic, right, I've written quite a bit over here, so let me delete all of that one there. So to summarize, okay, in terms of avoiding false breakouts, what I would mention is the main way to define. We looked at what is a false breakout, why it happens, usually because you don't have your strategy construction and also your open equity distance, your swing distance to hand. And the reason you don't have your swing distance to hand is because you don't have your point of entry and maximum point reached. And that first step, because you don't have your tops and bottoms quantified. Okay. Now, how do you solve that? Is what I talked about third. Is you need all these 3 things, okay, over here, which is the strategy construction, right? And with a recurring principle. And then you need second thing, your bottoms and tops quantified for point of entry and maximum point reach so that you know your swing distances. And then finally, wait for retracement if you want to really avoid false breakouts. Okay, so these are the 3 things that I want you all to take away. Reflect on it, rewatch this video if it's necessary, and go back to your strategies as well. If you got still more further questions, you can always email us at clientservice@masterthemarkets.net. Okay, so that's the thing over here. If I go back to here on euro dollar, I'll keep an eye on that. That's highly probably going to confirm. So those of you on our Telegram channel, you will get a signal once that confirms, and we will keep an eye on how that performs. Okay, the only thing is the volume is not that great, but I will see how that goes on to be. Cable is coming up as well, so we'll wait and see how those 2 things confirm together. On other hand, I'll just finish off with just a few reminders. 7stepstoctp.com is what we are taking a look at. And if you want to revisit this material, take a look at that one over there. Name, email, number if you want live trading updates. Not a robot. Click on the green button. And then after that, you can get the 7 videos straight to your inbox. The other thing is also the YouTube channel as well. Once you subscribe, then hit the all bell icon as well. Okay. That's pretty much that. For those of you who want to look into the SMI Elite and the VSA indicators, you can take a look at it. Or if you want to just get the OE as well, just by itself, the SMI, the Smart Money Indicator by itself, you can also look at that. And but to find that all out, you can email us at clientservice@masterthemarkets.net, and you can get hold of that. Okay. The last thing I just remembered, we will be doing an in-person event in July. Me and Gavin, we'll be doing our annual summit once again. This time it'll be in July. It'll be in London. Easier for people from US and all that from other parts of the world to come in. So we're giving you a venue very shortly. We are looking at highly probably the 17th and the 18th of July, and we'll send out an email with more further details. So look out for that as well. Those of you who are not on our email, you can join our email database by looking at the 7 steps to begin with. The final thing is on the GBP USD and the Euro USD, I'll keep an eye on this, and if it does confirm, then I'll put that through the Telegram channel. And to join the Telegram channel, you can do that on the YouTube chat. They will have a link over there. And then if you want to link it up with your Trade Nation account, because you're working in collaboration to not get any price discrepancies, open through the broker account link that we have given you there over there, so that you'll all get in sync and with link, and you won't have any issues in getting the signals wrongly. Okay, I guess traders, that's pretty much that from us on this video. Thanks for listening in. And if you got any further questions, always email us. Other than that, I would say, till the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master. Take care and bye for now.